Have you ever heard that apple cider vinegar helps you lose weight, control your blood sugar, and even protect your heart? But is all of that true? And what about the claims that it cures acne, whitens teeth, treats depression, or even prevents cancer? Do they actually make sense? You might be using apple cider vinegar, thinking it's helping your health, when in fact it could be making things worse. Are you making that mistake? Today, I'm going to tell you what's fact and what's myth about apple cider vinegar. And later in this video, I'll reveal a simple and natural combination with apple cider vinegar that helps control blood sugar and that many people are using instead of medication. Stick with me until the end because you'll be surprised by what's backed by science and what's pure hype. Apple cider vinegar is an old, inexpensive, and easy-to-find product. It comes from fermenting apples, which turns the fruit's natural sugars into acetic acid, the main compound responsible for its health effects when used correctly. And here's the point. There's a right way and a wrong way to use it. Let's start by talking about one of the most common health problems in the US: high blood sugar. Millions of Americans have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, often without even knowing it. And the worst part? This silent problem is linked to heart disease, kidney issues, vision loss, and even Alzheimer's. But recent studies have shown something promising. Apple cider vinegar can help lower fasting blood sugar, especially when used correctly. One such study involving people at risk for diabetes showed that taking apple cider vinegar twice a day, diluted in water, lowered fasting blood sugar by an average of 10 points in 45 days. That's a significant result. Let's look at a real example. Jessica, a 42-year-old woman, was diagnosed with prediabetes. Her fasting blood sugar was 110 mmDL. After incorporating organic apple cider vinegar into her daily routine, 1 tablespoon diluted in 150 ml of water twice a day, along with a balanced diet, her blood sugar dropped to 98 mmDL in just 45 days. No medication was needed. The practical recommendation? Dilute 1 tablespoon of organic, unfiltered, unpasteurized apple cider vinegar, 4.6% acidity, in 150 milliliters of water. Consume once or twice a day, preferably around 11 a.m. or 5 to 6 p.m., and never on an empty stomach. People with diabetes should continue taking their prescribed medications and consult their doctor. The benefits? Better blood sugar control, lower risk of diabetic complications, and more stable energy levels throughout the day. Now let's talk about weight loss and visceral fat. Excess weight, especially fat around the organs, raises your risk for heart and metabolic diseases. A study published in BMJ Nutrition 2024 followed 175 people for 12 weeks and found that the proper use of apple cider vinegar reduced waist circumference, body mass index, BMI, triglycerides, and visceral fat. João, a 35-year-old man with belly fat and high triglycerides, began taking 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar diluted twice a day, along with light exercise. After 12 weeks, he lost 3 cm off his waist and reduced his triglycerides from 180 mg/dl to 140 mg/dl. The recommendation is the same: 1 tablespoon diluted in 150 milliliters of water once or twice a day, with a healthy diet and some physical activity. Choose a vinegar with 4 to 6% acidity, cloudy in appearance, with visible sediment at the bottom. That's a good sign. The benefits? Weight loss, reduced visceral fat, and lower risk of cardiovascular events like heart attacks and strokes. Now here's a practical use most people don't know: relieving mosquito bites. Mosquito bites cause itching and swelling because of histamine released in the skin. Apple cider vinegar can help modulate that reaction and reduce local inflammation. Here's what to do. Apply a diluted solution of apple cider vinegar, 1 part vinegar to 2 parts water, directly to the affected area using a cotton ball. You'll feel relief from the itching in minutes. And it doesn't stop there. Apple cider vinegar can also help with muscle recovery and energy after physical activity. When you exercise intensely, you use up glycogen, the energy stored in your liver and muscles. Apple cider vinegar helps replenish this glycogen more efficiently, reducing fatigue and improving recovery. So one of the best times to take it is after a workout, around 5 to 6 p.m. You'll likely feel more energized and recover faster for your next session. Now, if you're enjoying this so far, hold on, because the best is still coming. Apple cider vinegar also has anti-inflammatory effects, and that's a big deal if you're aiming for a longer, healthier life. Chronic inflammation is one of the biggest silent enemies of our health today. It's behind conditions like type 2 diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular disease, and even cancer. And what fuels this inflammation? Too much sugar, processed food, fried snacks, deli meats, all too common in the American diet. Apple cider vinegar helps fight this process because it contains natural antioxidants like flavonoids and polyphenols. These neutralize free radicals, protect your cells, and reduce inflammation at the source. But let's be clear, vinegar alone won't solve the problem. The ideal approach is to combine it with reduced intake of inflammatory foods and regular use of diluted vinegar in your routine. When people do that, many report feeling more energized, having less body pain, and even sleeping better after a few weeks. These are all signs that your body is less inflamed and functioning better. Another huge benefit: cardiovascular protection. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, and elevated triglycerides raise your risk of atherosclerosis, heart attacks, and strokes. The acetic acid in apple cider vinegar helps the body balance sodium and potassium levels, ideally in a 1.1 or 1.2 ratio. That's key for controlling blood pressure. It also helps reduce triglycerides and bad cholesterol, preventing fat buildup in your arteries. Remember João? In addition to losing 3 centimeters off his waist, he also dropped his triglycerides by 40 mg/dl. That's a solid, measurable health gain. And here's an important tip: the quality of the vinegar matters. Choose organic, unfiltered, unpasteurized vinegar with 4 to 6% acidity. It should look cloudy and have sediment at the bottom. That mother contains enzymes and probiotics. Now here comes the tip I promised: a simple, safe, and highly effective combination that's being studied for blood sugar control. You only need 3 ingredients: 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, plus 150 ml of water, plus 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Cinnamon enhances insulin sensitivity, helps stabilize blood sugar, and even improves the flavor. You can add a few drops of lemon if you like. Drink this mix between meals, mid-morning or late afternoon. But remember, never drink vinegar straight, and avoid using it regularly if you have acid reflux, gastritis, or ulcers. Always dilute it, and only use small amounts. Its acidity can damage tooth enamel, irritate the throat, or cause stomach discomfort if misused. And here's a final alert: don't fall for miracle claims. You've probably seen videos saying apple cider vinegar whitens teeth, cures acne, removes wrinkles, treats depression, sore throat, or even prevents all types of cancer. There is no scientific evidence for any of that. Worse, incorrect use, especially undiluted, can cause real harm, like enamel erosion or skin irritation. The rule is simple: use it consciously, focus on the proven benefits, not the myths. Let's recap the main real benefits of apple cider vinegar when used correctly. Helps control blood sugar, especially in pre-diabetes. Reduces visceral fat and improves triglycerides. Can relieve itching from mosquito bites. Speeds up muscle recovery and fights fatigue. Has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Contributes to heart health by regulating sodium-potassium balance and lowering lipids. If you follow these guidelines, choosing quality vinegar, using it diluted, and keeping up a healthy lifestyle, you will see results. And the best part, it costs almost nothing. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these benefits caught your attention the most? Have you ever used apple cider vinegar this way? Or did you learn something new you're ready to try? drop your comment below. I'd love to hear your experience. And if this content helped you, like the video, share it with someone who needs this info, and subscribe to the channel to get more reliable health tips. See you in the next video.